Welcome to the top 10 according to me. These are the top 10 Jim Carrey movies according to me. You ready? Alrighty then. Honorable mention and a shout out to the movie Earth Girls Are Easy. It's got Damon Wayans in it and Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis. I love that movie. It's weird. It's weird, but it's dope. Shout out to the Sonic movies. I think he's killing it in those. Honorable mention to Man on the Moon. Not one of my favorite movies, but I think he was really, I think he did a great performance in it. I just was bored, you know what I mean? And you gotta give an honorable mention to Ace Ventura 2. Might even be more quotable than the first one. Excuse me, your balls are showing. Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna. When he got the thing stuck in his legs. That shit was funny. But let's start this list, y'all. Number 10, Bruce Almighty. I love this movie. I mean, it's got Morgan Freeman in it. Jennifer Aniston, dope, you know what I'm saying? Steve Carell. Steve Carell killed it in this movie so hard that he got to do Evan Almighty. Not a lot of people know this. At its time, was the most expensive comedy movie ever made because they actually built the damn ark, which was stupid. That was stupid. Bad Hollywood. Also, Bruce Almighty taught me how to spell beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. Only movie about specifically the city of Buffalo that I could ever remember. At number 9 is Me, Myself, and Irene. Did have an albino in the movie. They didn't need to call him Whitey. I felt like that's kind of disrespectful. Jim Carrey, I thought, killed it. Renee Zellweger was hot at the time. You know what I'm saying? Little chipmunk cheeks. I like that. It's cute. The three brothers, come on, man. Man said to another grown-ass man, pull your ass out. That's crazy. That's crazy is what that is. Also, that first transformation, oh my God. When he was drowning the kid. At number 8 is Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Not the most rewatchable movie on this list, but Kim and Kate Winslet, I thought that they killed it. They had really good chemistry. Large audiences were seeing how good Jim Carrey was as an actor, not just as a guy who could be silly. He's him. At number 7, the Cable Guy. A lot of people don't like the Cable Guy, but I love it. I thought that it was dark, it was weird. Who does their own fight music during a fight? It's so good. I still tell people I juice you up. They don't know what it means, so it's weird and creepy, but I still say it. At number 6 is The Grinch. I absolutely love The Grinch. Even though when he was filming it, he wanted to quit because the suit was so uncomfortable, which I really understand. I had to do that Man Bowl character, which I loved doing, but that was 4.5 hours to get into that damn costume every day. With 4 people working on me. That shit was, but it was fun though. It was fun. I kind of liked it, but I didn't because it was hot and I couldn't move my neck. But anyway, that movie is so rewatchable that it's got to make the list. Like the table, when he took the thing off the table, everything was that was him ad-libbing that, just coming back in and messing everything up. But that was such a Grinch thing to do. I don't think there's been a better Grinch. I think that Grinch is the best version of the Grinch that we've ever seen. Number 5 is The Truman Show, because, it's The Truman Show. And if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. He should have won an Academy Award for The Truman Show. That's how good that movie was. It wasn't just him. Ed Harris killed it in that movie as well. The Academy doesn't like to give, Academy Awards to comedies. Even though I wouldn't say The Truman Show was a straight up comedy, but the Academy, they're a bunch of old fuddy-duddies is what they are. Fuddy-duddies. We're getting down into it now. So number 4, and this is where it starts to get hard. Number 4 is Liar Liar. Not only was it off the wall hilarious and completely Jim Carrey, but it had an actual emotion, a really strong emotional tie to the movie, and you felt for all the characters. It's one of those movies that didn't really have any weak characters in it. All the characters were kind of killing it. Even the little kid, all the stuff on the stands. You slept with him, didn't you? Bad baby, bad baby. Liar Liar has to go number 4 for me. So number 3 is Dumb and Dumber. I know that technically it's not just a Jim Carrey movie, it's Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, but it's my list, so shut up. Not only do I still quote this movie like everybody does, the best shit scenes of all time, in my opinion, by Jeff. It wasn't even Jim Carrey. It was Jeff Daniels. But just every little piece of this movie is fantastic, and it makes you care for such stupid and not great characters. And remember, it wasn't just Jim Carrey that people didn't believe could do this at the time. It was also Jeff Daniels. People didn't think that he could do comedy like this at that time. And who doesn't want the Muttmobile? It's the shaggin' wagon. Number two is The Mask. Nobody else could have played that character. There isn't another person on the planet. Maybe Robin Williams, but even that, I'm like, I don't know. He was playing a cartoon, y'all. It was a literal cartoon, and we believed it without a second thought. It was completely perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect, and it could have failed. It could have did really bad, but it was Jim Carrey. The music was perfect. We haven't been able to duplicate it. Like, we haven't been able to make anything even kind of remotely like that since that. Like, that's how good that movie is. Personally, I think my homie Jamar Neighbors should play the next Mask. But yeah, The Mask is my number 2 Jim Carrey movie. And so I think y'all know what that means. Number 1, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, you just put it number 1 because it's the first one." And you know what? There might be some truth to that. But also, your mama. How about that? Okay. I still remember going to the movie, and this was right when I was right about to go into high school. I'm old. Shut up. I remember going with the homies, my homie Ming, my homie Andy, and I think my friend Trevor. I think we skipped school to go see it. We laughed all the way through the movie. Not just laughed all the way through the movie, but it was happy. Like it was so happy. Man, that movie had me laughing. It was the first time that I was like, "Oh, you can do that." I've always wanted to be an actor, but then it was like, "Oh, you can be the weird ass you on camera." That shouldn't have worked. Ace Ventura should not have worked, but it did because Jim Carrey gave it 1000%. Because if he would have, a lot of people try and play a character like that, and then they try and soften it. They try and apologize for the character that they're playing, but he didn't. He played one of the most unhinged characters of all time, and we completely believed it. I was laughing so hard the entire movie, and I still to this day laugh my ass off when I see that movie. There's still so many parts of that movie that are hilarious. And it had Dan Marino in it. It had a bunch of Miami Dolphins in it. It had Tone Loc in it. I absolutely love Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and it is Jim Carrey's best movie, according to me.